Hi, welcome to Ames Responds to COVID-19, a question and answer program where Ames area organizations respond to COVID-19 questions. I'm Susan Gwiasda, the Public Relations Officer with the City of Ames. On today's show, we're going to talk with Housing Coordinator Vanessa Baker-Latimer and with Ames Fire Chief Rich Higgins about some questions that have come out this week. A couple of things have happened in the last week that have to do with our COVID-19 testing. We learned last week from Mary Greeley's Steve Sullivan that Ames is an Test Iowa clinic site, which is great, but also that our numbers have grown and decreased all recently. It's sort of hard to figure them out sometimes. Let's ask Rich Higgins about the COVID-19 numbers.
Thanks, Susan. Yeah, it's tricky keeping track of the numbers and trying to remember what happened 2 weeks ago that might be causing a spike now. And so that's what we're really trying to do is just stay on top of the numbers that we're getting from the state of Iowa. And we're very fortunate to have the Story County Test Iowa Clinic here in Ames down on South Loop Drive. Great resource for our community. I encourage people to use it. There is no testing requirements. You don't have to be sick. If you think you've been exposed or if you're symptomatic, we want you to get tested. And that's available if you go through the Test Iowa website. They will walk you through some questions, get all your information. You'll print off a QR code, and you'll be able to call and make an appointment with the Story County, Iowa Test Iowa Clinic. So our numbers right now. So a couple weeks ago, if you remember, our community experienced a pretty large spike. In fact, we were the 14-day floating average for our schools was 22.6% positivity rate. That's the largest we've seen in our community, and we worked through it. Our community partners group, which usually meets weekly, during that time actually went to daily meetings. That's how important it was to us. We were trying to figure out where are we at, how's this happening, what can we do to get ahead of this curve? And so we started meeting daily, and I felt like we got ahead of this curve by sharing information with our community partners. I can't emphasize how important that is, that connection between the hospital, Mary Greeley, McFarland, Iowa State University, the school districts, emergency management for Story County Public Health, long-term care facilities, even the Chamber of Commerce is part of that community partners group. So it's only because of those partnerships that we're able to share information across those lines to help the Ames schools make decisions, to help Mary Greeley make decisions, to help the city of Ames make decisions. So just thankful for those partnerships and want to point out how beneficial those are to helping us get ahead of this curve. I'm happy to report that, at least for this morning, that number that was at 22.6 a couple weeks ago is down to 11%. It's better. It's not where we want to be, obviously, but that number is getting better for our 14-day floating average. As you look at the state numbers right now, the state positivity rate's at 10.6. And then when you look specifically down at Story County, we're at 11.3% right now. So we're still a little bit above the state average. That's concerning. We want to bring that down, but we're not quite there yet. So that's how we're looking for numbers. Unfortunately, we did add another death to Story County, so we're at 17, which is unfortunate and something we're obviously keeping an eye on and working with our long-term care facilities and the hospitals of how do we stay out ahead of this curve. As far as the age groups, that's a question we get quite a bit, is where are we seeing the majority of COVID positive tests? Is it the 18 to 25, the 26 to 40 age group? And a couple weeks ago, I would have told you it was that 18 to 24-year-old range, and it was. Now we're starting to see a wider spread. We're seeing people. I saw a 16-month-old on the list all the way up to 70s and 80s. So it's really community spread. Again, it's not isolated to just that age group. We're seeing it all across the board. So that's something we're keeping track of. And if I could point out again, just the importance of the 4 pillars of getting ahead of this curve. The 4 pillars of success if we're going to beat COVID, and that's staying home if you're sick. If you don't feel good, and I know it's tough right now with allergy season going on, we got smoke drifting in from the West Coast with the forest fires going on there. If you're not for sure, just stay home. If you don't normally have allergies during this time and are sniffly or have a sore throat, stay home. Try to figure out what's going on. The second pillar is washing your hands. That's a good practice no matter what. 20 seconds, soap and water. Make sure you're washing your hands. The third pillar is physical distancing. So keep that at least 6 foot away from other people as much as you can, and avoid prolonged time with an individual if you need to be within that 6 foot period. So try to make it less than 15 minutes. I know some of the schools are getting students up about every 10 to 13 minutes to have them get up, go to a different location so that they're not around other students for that 15-minute period. And the last pillar is wearing your mask. And that's one that the city of Ames just a few weeks ago came out with a great ordinance requiring everyone to wear masks. And so hopefully everyone has a mask available. I have mine right here. I wear it when I get up out of my office. Right now I'm sitting in the office by myself, but if I need to go in the hallway to grab copies, I'm putting my mask on, doing my part to stop the spread of COVID-19.
Thanks, Rich. And thank you so much for going through the 4 pillars of healthy behavior. As you know, the City of Ames is one of the collaborating partners on the Cyclones Care campaign, a public education campaign designed to promote those healthy pillars of behavior. And you did a really nice job of summarizing those. I just want to add that although he's our fire chief, Rich serves as our COVID coordinator for the City of Ames, and mentioned those many partnerships that we have really strengthened our response to by being in such close contact with. We're going to switch gears here. Thanks, Rich, for that summary of the numbers. I know it's confusing. Just quickly, where do you get your numbers? I think people think it's a mystery or it's a secret. Where do you get your numbers?
Yes, all my numbers are coming off the Test Iowa website that the state has available. Just Google Test Iowa. You'll have the same access that we have to those numbers, and you can track them daily and follow along, see what's going on. Susan, one thing I want to add too is that, we're really going to be watching the numbers coming up this weekend, where what happened about 2 weeks ago was Labor Day weekend. And we know people are doing their best to socially distance. And even sometimes when you think you're doing everything right, you can still get exposed. So we're really going to be watching as we come into this weekend of what our numbers are going to do. We're hoping we're going to stay low, but we're anticipating another little bit of a surge with what happened 2 weeks ago with Labor Day weekend.
Okay, we'll watch those numbers and hopefully you can come back and share with us again what we're seeing. Thanks, Rich. If you've been affected by the pandemic, and maybe financially, maybe you've lost a job, maybe you're concerned about paying your bills, let's talk about what kind of assistance is out there. Vanessa Baker-Latimer is our housing coordinator with the City of Ames, and she has a program that could help you.
Yes, thank you, Susan. Yes, we have implemented our mortgage, rent, and utility assistance COVID-19 program to help people who have been laid off or affected by COVID-19. Maybe they've got reduced hours, maybe their job closed down. So we have applications available on our website at www.cityofames.org/housing. We also have applications available here at City Hall at our east entrance in the foyer-way. And we have a new drop-off site that we hadn't used before in the past. So if you pick up an application, you have everything filled out, you can drop it off at our City Hall auditorium, Monday through Friday between 9 and 4. And if you have any questions that we can assist you with, you can call our hotline number at 515-239-5380. We'll be more than happy to assist you with questions, or even if you just need help filling out your application. And we are looking at expanding our program guidelines as we receive additional COVID funds for our community. And, it's a positive thing that we're able to get these monies. And this is because of getting our census numbers in. So we're able to continue to get federal funds because our census numbers indicate the need for our community.
Yeah, that's another nice plug for the census. If you haven't completed your census form, please do so, 2020census.gov. But again, Vanessa, just to summarize, so if you need assistance with rent, mortgage, or utilities, this is a program that you should look into.
Correct. And, we want people to come in and don't worry about, I've never asked for help. And it's a pandemic. It's something that none of us has been through before. And if this program can help you with staying in your home or staying in your rental unit or keeping your lights on, especially when you got to teach at home and have internet and all of that, this is the program we want you to check out.
And again, it is a grant, not a loan, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Again, more information on that program, the rental, mortgage, or utilities assistance program at cityofames.org/housing. get your application information, and if you have questions, call Vanessa. She's here to help you.
Yes, our hotline number again is 515-239-5380.
Okay, thank you. I want to thank Vanessa Baker-Latimer with the Housing Division and Rich Higgins, our Ames Fire Chief, for being our guests today. Again, if you have questions related to COVID-19, feel free to call us on our city hotline, 515-239-5670, or email us at covid19@cityofames.org. We can feature your questions on another episode of our program. Well, if you have questions about COVID-19 that are general in nature, try our website. City of Ames has the latest information at cityofames.org/COVID-19. Please remember, we live in rapidly changing times, and information that is provided at this program is the most accurate we have as of today. But remember, things change quickly. Continue to check reliable news sources for the latest COVID information. Thanks for watching.